Hi, this is Mrs. Lloyd with Lesson 6-6, Day 2, Solving Radical Equations. In the previous lesson, we solved equations with radicals, and today we will solve equations with rational exponents or fractional exponents, which are also radicals, just not written with the radical sign. So starting with this equation, our first step will be to isolate the exponential part. And so in this case, I want to get this part by itself. So I'm going to need to take care of order of operations backwards. First step, we will add 9. And that leaves me with 4 times the quantity of 2x plus 6 raised to the 1/3. 3 plus 9 is 12. Next step, we need to deal with this 4, so it is currently multiplied, so we will divide it. 2x plus 6 raised to the 1/3 is 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, and the next step in this case, we are going to raise both sides to the reciprocal of the exponent. So our exponent is 1/3. The reciprocal of 1/3 is 3 over 1, which is the same thing as just 3. And when you do that, 3 times 3 is, 1 times 3 is 3, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1, that cancels. And we have 2x plus 6 is equal to 3 to the 3rd power. 3 to the 3rd power is 27. And now we have a two-step equation we need to solve. Subtract 6, 2x equals 21. Divide by 2. X equals, we can leave it as 21 over 2. If you were using a calculator and it gave you a decimal, that would be fine as well. I'm now going to plug it back in. If I leave it this way, it's easier for me to plug it back in and check. So third step, let's always check and make sure we don't have an extraneous solution. 4 times 2, quantity 21 minus 2, or 21 divided by 2, plus 6 raised to the 1/3 minus 9 equals 3. So 21 over 2 times 2 is just 21. 21 plus 6 is 27. And then we need to do, so we do our parentheses, now we do our exponent. The 27 raised to the 1/3 is the same thing as the cube root of 27, which is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. So that one checks. Let's try another one. So in the first step, we want to get this exponential part by itself. So I'm going to subtract 4. And then you can't just ignore this negative in front of the parentheses. So we need to divide by -1 because that's what that means, right? There's a 1 right there. we can raise both sides to the reciprocal of 1 over 3, which is 3 over 1, or just 3. This cancels. 1 minus 7x equals 4 to the third power is 64. So now we need to subtract 1. And divide by negative 7. Let's check this answer. 4 minus 1 minus 7 times negative 9 to the 1/3 equals 0. 4 minus negative 7 times negative 9 is positive 63, so 1 plus 63 is 64 to the 1/3 equals 0. 64 to the 1/3 is the same thing as the cube root of 64, which is 4. 4 minus 4 does equal 0, so that checks. Let's see what we got. We have one more to solve, and then we'll graph. We're trying to get this part by itself. So let's add 2. We need to raise both sides to the reciprocal of 1/4. So that is 4 over 1, or just 4. This cancels. 2x minus 1 equals 3 to the 4th. That would be 27 times 4. Not 27 times 4. 27 times another 3. That is 81. I don't have a calculator unless I go to Desmos. Let's add 1. 2x equals 82. And divide by 2. X equals 41. And now let's check. 2 times 41 minus 1 to the 1/4 minus 2 equals 1. 2 times 41 is 82. 82 minus 1 is 81 to the 1/4 minus 2 equals 1. The 4th root of 81 is 3. 3 minus 2 does equal 1, so it checks. And can you solve one using a graphing calculator? So we need to solve 2 times the cube root of 3x minus 4 plus 10 equals 9 by graphing. First step, if we're going to use Desmos or graphing calculators, it has to be equal to 0. So I want to subtract the 9. Let's plug this into Desmos. I think the cube root is under functions. Cube root of 3x minus 4 plus 1. So that is what it looks like. And remember, our solution is where it crosses the x-axis, 1.29. there's the graph. If I can remember to do that, I'll do that each time. So x equals, we're going to round to the hundredths place, 1.29. And let's look at one more. So this one has two radicals. We can graph each part and then look for the intersection. So we're going to graph square root of x plus 6 minus 5 and negative square root of 2x plus 1. And the reason we're doing this is because it says using a system of equations. So our first one is square root of x plus 6 minus 5. And then we need the negative square root of 2x plus 1. And right there is our intersection. We only care about the x value, so 4.02. Make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. X equals 4.02. So all we did was graph one part, graph the other part, and looked for where they intersect. That is all I have today. Thanks for watching.